Well, hello and welcome to a new video. This one I'm calling Let's Make an Old Guy Happy. And while I'm on that subject, I'd like to thank all of my returning viewers and any new viewers. If you're not subscribed already, do please consider subscribing. It makes it all feel a bit more worthwhile, and you will in turn make an old guy happy. The subject for this video, as you can see, is this very tired looking Guy Trucks number 157 from Dinky. It's getting on a bit, and it's had a bit of a life, lots of paint missing, and as you can see, the base plate, or the piece of the number plate that retains the base plate, has unfortunately been broken off. So we'll get it to pieces and see what we've got. Dinky made this one for a number of years, but in this particular, its original colour format from 1947 till 1957. The livery appears to me to be like a railway colour, but I'm not really sure. I'm not that au fait with history as a thing. The reason I chose this was because Guy Trucks were a Wolverhampton manufacturer, which is where I lived for a good many years. And I thought it was time to give a little nod to the Black Country. I just bent the tabs back there now to get this base plate off. I'm going to be trying to get something different to re-secure the front plate, and rather than going down the paper clips and glue and hoping for the best route, I'm going to use a magnet and see how that one works out. So to remove the wheels, I've just straightened the tabs out on these clips on the back wheels. They had a bit of a fiddle, and it's a ill-advised thing to do, really, because you break one of the tabs and you're in a world of hurt. But on this occasion, I thought I'd give it a try. Interestingly, the axles on this seem to be a nickel-plated copper, which was helpful to me because it's a very much softer material to paint over once you've got the wheels off. As you can see, it's a bit of a faff, and I'm going very gingerly at it because I don't want to break the tabs. But with a bit of brute force and ignorance, off it comes. Axles are a bit bent, and I will be polishing them up and trying to straighten them out a bit later. Same story with the back one. Just bend the tabs up. Go careful, because if you break them, you're in a world of pain. But I just wanted to give it a try. Just a bit of gentle levering. And out she comes. As you can see, pretty bent up set of axles on this one. So the next step is throw in the caustic, and then I'm back with the Dremel in my new all singing, all dancing Dremel drill stand that I was bought recently. Using the 3M Scotch Brite on a wheel, preferably, rather than the wire wheels, which tend to get embedded in my forehead when I'm working. I'll just get in the last little bits of paint residue from the flatbed area here and giving it a polish up. The British Rail dirty brown red colour hung on like a limpet in some places, so I did have to resort to another dip in the caustic in the end. The bed's coming up quite well. one of the more time consuming parts of the job, but you've got to get a good base to put your paints on. Just finished polishing away on this, and in the end then I'll give it a wipe over with methylated spirits to make sure I've got all the last bits of residue. I've primed it up with Auto Born Sealer Grey, which you can put through your airbrush, and this is a homebrew colour of mine that I've made up out of JVR, ultramarine blue and jacquard white. I was looking for a kind of powder blue colour and couldn't see anything on the shelves I liked, so I thought I'd brew my own up. Pretty satisfied with the colour. So I'm just doing the flatbed area now, which would have been, I imagine, wooden boards. And this is going on is actually a primer, stynel res or stynel res, not quite sure how you say it. It's from Badger. Another good straight through your airbrush product that I got introduced to at a paint show a year or two back. Well, I highly recommend it. Just brought that up to a satisfactory finish now, and onto I've done a bit of detailing on the body, and we're onto the decals now. Tonks of Tipton. I don't think there's a company called Tonks of Tipton, but I like the alliteration of it, and as I say, I wanted a bit of a black country theme going on with this one. Bit of fiddling about here now, trying to decide on exactly the position that I want it in. In the end, I decided to go slightly further back and just below the door handle, just to sort of satisfy myself with the positioning. So that's them paired up. Happy enough with that. Just a little bit of detailing on the grill here. I've already made quite a strong start on it. My original idea was to silver paint the divider and the main casing of the radiator grill and do the inner black. But when I did it, ultimately I was never very happy with it. So in the finish, I end up reverting to all silver all the way around, which I was a bit more kind of comfortable with. I really do need to get some better brushes. These are paint shop specials I'm using here now, and they're not the best. They shed their hairs like a Labrador in summer, which is not ideal on small scale work like this. Using a bit of Vallejo silver. It's airbrush paint, but goes on quite well with the brush. Unfortunately, the autofocus is giving rather a nice shot of me crumbly old hands and not so much on the topic that we're trying to see. But I do apologise for this expert camera work. You can see the residue of where I thought that I experimented with the black paint on the grill there. Didn't like it. So I'm going back in with a bit of silver. And this is my kind of experimental bit that I mentioned that I was going to try earlier, because the piece of the casting that retains the number plate was missing. That's a decent size modeller's magnet that you can see there. And I'm going to hopefully adhere it in place with this UV light glue that I've been using recently. This is the sort of job that it's really better for. It certainly ain't, like, in my view, a modeller's glue as such. Did you spot my deliberate mistake there? Totally forgetting that my tweezers are made out of metal. So surprise, surprise, the magnet jumped forward and didn't land where I wanted it to be. You do get a minute or two to move things around with this UV glue as well, which I find helpful for fiddling little things like this, where you've not done it before, you don't entirely know what the outcome's going to be. So something that gives you a minute to play about is a good helpful thing. And with a little UV torch and dry it out. And on with another little experimental thing. My wife's gone crazy on doing the diamond pictures, and I noticed these sparkly white little gems are exactly the right size to go in the holders or the casting on this truck. So I thought I'd give them a try, see what they look like. I was pretty happy with the outcome, but as you can see, a little bit fiddly, but they're home. I even pinched her specialised picking up stick as well. I'll probably catch her for that one later, if she sees the video. And just pushing her firmly back home now. Oh, it's quite happy with that, quite effective looking. So assembly time now. See whether my idea worked out with the magnets. Popping on some nice new tyres as well, because the other ones are, they weren't perished, but they were really kind of a bit hard, and the colours are a bit faded in places. So they've gone in the stock box for maybe later on. Put some nice new ones on this one. The pride of Tipton. I'll just pop the tabs through, hook them through the body. You can see the magnet's got it quite firmly, so that worked. And just bend the tabs back again then. A little pair of flat nose pliers. And just push them home. This is the point at which you usually slip and scratch your paint off, but I got away with it on this occasion. I'll pop the flatbed on next with my little fake canvas and rope and sheeting, as it were. Just two little locator pegs behind the cab. And then there's a pin that goes through the body with a washer and a little metal plate that holds the spare in place. Curiously, the spare got quite an aggressive blocky tyre on it. Now, I don't know whether that had ever been replaced, whether that was originally what was on the truck or what, I really don't know the pedigree of that one. But what I do know is I didn't have any more, so I couldn't replace the wheels on the truck with them. Nice little stall there while I scampered off and got a screwdriver. Pop it in through the body. Tyre. Plate. Washer. And a little nut. Well, you knew one of them was going to fight me, didn't you? It definitely doesn't want to go back where it came from. But we'll persevere and get it on in the end. Caught a couple of threads, spinning it with my finger. And just tighten it up nicely. And that's it, that sent it home. Nice little roller. And before we get to the final reveal, just a little reminder of what we started off with. This very tired and play-worn looking Guy flatbed truck. And here's what we finished off with. Tonks of Tipton, Bride of the Fleet. General haulage at your service. What have you done with this one? Well, I've stripped the original paint off, given it a nice new livery in two-tone blue. I've added some number plates, and I added the roping and sheeting on the back there, just to give it a little bit of extra detail, a bit of fun. Give it something the other flatbeds haven't got. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not already a subscriber, please do consider subscribing. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, click a like, do leave a comment. I read them all and I try to reply to them all. I'm very grateful for your interest. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Hellboy59. You guys have always been very patient